Rise Up family exclusive. Number one sports community organization in the world. Second to none. I know what it is. I had to do this. Good morning, sports world. What's up? What's up? You know who I am. I'm George Robinson in the building. Rise Up Unlimited Radio Show, WDAP Radio, WDAP TV in the building. If you have not subscribed to the WDAP page, please make sure you click subscribe right now. Sports talk at its finest coming up. Got some NFL news, a little bit of NBA here and there, a little bit of NHL here and there. But nevertheless, we're going to get to some picks, some NFL picks. It is NFL Sunday, by the way. A lot of good games coming up. We will discuss those games and a whole lot more. Call line is open as well right now. All right, 716-481-8249. If you don't know the number, I'll post it here for you. Make sure you like and share, and come on, let's have a great time talking about what we love to talk about. You know what that is. Sports talk. Let's go. All right. Like and share the show. I got a scorcher coming up. All right. Tune in. We on Facebook. We on YouTube. Shout out to the Rise Up family as usual. Shout out to the Challenger Community News, WDAP Radio. Shout out to Waffle Radio as well. Power 96.5. Make sure you tune in. Support all those avenues. Support all those channels. Oh, yeah. Before we get into NFL news, too, I want to shout out all the college football teams that won yesterday. All right. Shout out to the Roll Tide, Alabama Crimson Tide, showing that they are still boss in the NCAA world. Shout out to Michigan, who destroyed Iowa yesterday. Shout out to Michigan. Shout out to Ohio State. And also shout out to the Cincinnati Bearcats. A new team. All right. 12-0 is a fact, folks. 12-0 is a fact. All right. Power 5 is an opinion. You need 6 teams, not 4. I'll put up 6. You need 6. All right. NCAA world, got to get that together, man. Get it together. Now, getting to what we need to get to. I got to talk about these Sunday games, man. It wouldn't be right if I did not talk about these Sunday games. So, what we got? Again, like and share. All right. Now, let's get this thing going. All right. First and foremost, I got to talk about Thursday's game. The Dallas Cowboys beating the Saints 27-17. Interesting game. Drew Brees, man, I think the Saints need you back. Taysom Hill is not it. He's not the answer. I'll start off the show by saying Taysom Hill is not the answer. Taysom Hill sounds like something you eat at a grocery store. Taysom Hill products, and he was food for thought when it came to the Dallas Cowboys this week. He was definitely food for thought as the Dallas Cowboys took care of business. Again, like I said, 27-17. Zeke Elliott there's been conversations. I was listening to a couple of podcasts, a couple of shows earlier in the week that some folks was calling out Zeke Elliott as far as his production is concerned. And I will say this, I called it. I called this months ago when folks told me Zeke Elliott was still the man. Oh, he's producing at a quiet clip. And I said, yep, but he still ain't the guy that we were accustomed to the first couple years. Not that guy anymore. Not that guy. They're using a dual back system with Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard is getting a lot of carries too. And I'm just wondering, when did the game plan change? Did it change when Mike McCarthy came around or something? Like, I mean, you got Mr. Feed him the ball. And I mean, and y'all been feeding the ball to somebody else. I mean, he at first was the 3-down back. He was the workhorse back. Now he's looking like a dual threat, a dual back. You know, Tony Pollard has 7 carries in this game, 71 yards. Zeke Elliott had 45 yards against the Saints. 45, folks. Once again, told you guys a long time ago, be careful, watch out. Because I kind of noticed the difference in Zeke Elliott. All right. Dak Prescott had 238 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. One of those uh-ohs that you don't want to have in a game. Taysom Hill, 19 for 41, 4 uh-ohs, 2 touchdowns, 264 yards, was sacked twice, had a quarterback rating of 28.4. I mean, do we give Taysom Hill credit because he did run for 101 yards in this game? No. No. I'm not giving him credit for that. I mean, you lost by 10 points at home. You threw 4 no-nos. Mark Ingram, they thought Mark Ingram was going to come in and provide a spark. No. 10 carries, 28 yards. 2.8 yards a carry is not going to get the job done, sir. I will say this, though. If I'm the New Orleans Saints, I have to make some adjustments. I have to make some changes because we all know that the signal caller is probably the most important position in the game of football. And Taysom Hill, it's not getting it done. A lot of folks was like, yay, Taysom Hill, he could do his thing. It was COVID season. This ain't COVID season no more, right? You got fans, crowds, the whole 9 yards. You got all those, not extra, because a lot of people would say, oh, there's extra, things that take place in the game, but that's not extra. The game of football been had crowds. The game of football been had noise. The game of football been had 80,000 plus watching you in attendance. It's nothing new. You got to be able to produce when those elements come into play. And I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it from Taysom Hill. Okay. All right. I'm gonna need you to go get a new quarterback. You're gonna do something. You got to do something. He can't produce, and I don't see him being the future. Neither do I see Jameis. I'm always hurt. Look at my fingers, still in crab legs. Winston either. I don't see him being the future of this team either. So you got to do something about that, and quick. All right. Don't be these teams who think that they can get away with bargain shopping. All right. And rely on certain defense and I'll rely on the run game. We don't really need a quarterback. Yes, you do. 5-7 says you do. 2-4 at home says you do. All right. Cowboys 8-4 right now. CeeDee Lamb 89 yards in this game. CeeDee Lamb is back. That was good for the Cowboys to get him back. Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup had a touchdown in this game. We all know that the Cowboys can score, but am I really sold on the Cowboys? I don't know. What happened in November, folks? What happened in November? Just want to know. What happened to all these wins in November? I didn't see many. All right. Shout out to my guy, the Alphabets, Marcus Betts, who had a show on Friday. Pretty damn good show, by the way. Pretty damn good show. Shout out to Brad White, who was on there as well. But I'm not really sold on the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see December time. We'll see when we get closer to playoffs what they could do. But again, like I said, this is Rise Up Unlimited radio show, WDAP Radio, WDAP TV. Make sure you tune in, like and share the show. We are on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, the whole 9 yards right here. All right. So let me get to some of these Sunday games. All right. Now it's time to get into some of these Sunday games, the Sunday tickets. All right. Let's get into it. First and foremost, we got the Tampa Bay Bucks against the Atlanta Falcons. And this one is quite easy. All right. FPI says that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 80% chance of winning. 80% chance of winning. It's quite interesting. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all that even though the Atlanta Falcons have won 5 games this year, that they still ain't getting respect. No respect. I mean, they're almost at 500. Last year, they weren't even close to being 500. This year, they're a little bit better, but guess what? Still not getting the respect because in the NFL, in order to get respect, you got to win. And I'm going to be honest with you. Besides the Atlanta Braves, I haven't seen too many teams in Georgia win anything. Or better yet, they've choked everything. Shout out to the Georgia Bulldogs, by the way. Yeah. This game should be quite interesting. Tom Brady already has 30 touchdowns this season, over 3,400 yards passing. Matt Ryan is sitting on 2,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, 11 of those no-nos. Good God almighty, Matt, what happened? What happened? Julio Jones leave and your production goes down, huh? 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. I don't know, Atlanta. You might have a decision to make in the offseason, too, because can Matt Ryan get it done, really? Has Matt Ryan got it done, really? I mean, this says something different. I mean, the last couple of years have said something different when it comes to this guy, Matt Ryan. I don't know. Matty Ice on ice should be on thin ice. The running game, interesting enough, Leonard Fournette, 621 yards, 7 touchdowns. He should be 1,000-yard back this year. Shout out to Leonard Fournette. Producing when it matters, producing when it counts. All right. Corliss Patterson is playing a role that he's not really accustomed to or used to, playing at the running back position, but he has 411 yards and 4 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts having a pretty good season, 661 yards. He's got a touchdown and 45 receptions. I need that production in the touchdown area, though. We like pay dirt, right? You got to score touchdowns in this league. I would like to see him have more touchdowns, to be used more as a red zone threat. Something that the Atlanta Falcons definitely have issues with is scoring in the red zone. All right, Chris Godwin has 806 yards, 5 touchdowns for Tampa Bay, 67 receptions. By the way, speaking on Tampa Bay, we will speak on a certain Antonio Brown later on in this whole situation, COVID situation. I'm hearing a lot of comparisons that just absolutely don't even make sense, and I'm going to address it. I'm going to address it on the show. All right, so I got the Tampa Bay Bucks winning this one real simple, real easy, even though Devin White is questionable. Jamir Dean is questionable in this game. Jordan Whitehead is out for this game, by the way. Atlanta only has one player that's out, and that's Jonathan Bulliard, the defensive end. He's out. But regardless of the fact, I still have Tampa Bay. Okay, still have Tampa Bay winning this game. I mean, they average 31.5 points per game, and I expect them to put up 31 points in this one. I'm going to go with a 31-17 rout of the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons will go to 1-5 at home this season and drop their 7th game on the season. All right. Move right along. We got the Arizona Cardinals and the Chicago Bears. Interesting game coming up. By the way, again, you are watching Rise Up Unlimited, the radio show. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Like and share the show. All right. Like and share. Call line is open too, 716-481-8249. If you want to get your thoughts in, I am perfectly fine with that. I love conversation, by the way. I do. I love the conversation, sports conversation. That's what we do it for, the thrill. The thrill of the sports conversation. All right. The Cardinals, according to record, have the best record in the league. And they are undefeated on the road, which is something that I spoke on a radio show last week. Shout out to Mookie Hawkins, the coach, and the Power 96 Wofo late night sports radio show on Power 96.5, 1080 AM. All right. I spoke on it. They have been devouring teams on the road, 6-0. And it's not a surprise that the match indicator has them, or predictor has them, winning this 75% to 25%. That's kind of generous for the Chicago Bears because I don't think they have a chance in hell. I should hit a Vince McMahon theme song on here. No chance in hell to win this one. Not even in the slightest. All right. Cardinals. Kyler Murray has 17 touchdown passes this year. We know Kyler Murray had a little injury bug in the beginning, but I don't think that matters because Justin Fields can't throw any touchdowns, obviously. He's only got 4 touchdowns this season. 4 touchdowns, and he has 8 of those no-nos. I know he's a rookie and all, and everybody was high on him, but you could be high on somebody, but they got to produce, and he's struggling. All right, he's taking his bumps in year 1. Right now. John Connor obviously has 12 touchdown runs quietly. Quietly, he has 555 yards and 12 touchdowns, which is very interesting. David Montgomery has 3 touchdown runs and 476 yards. Christian Kirk is leading the team in receiving. Wow. If I asked somebody who was leading the team in receiving for the Arizona Cardinals, would you have picked Christian Kirk? Probably not, right? 628 yards and 4 touchdowns on this one. And Mooney from the Chicago Bears has more yards than Christian Kirk, but 1 less touchdown. They're pretty much, I mean, their stats is pretty even. 46, 694, 3. Christian Kirk has 49, 628, and 4. So interesting enough. The injury report, too. Obviously, Chase Edmonds is on injured reserve. Jay Wiggins is on injured reserve. Kyler Murray is questionable. DeAndre Hopkins, D-Hop, one of the best wide receivers in the league, by the way, still is questionable. Byron Murphy Jr., the corner, is questionable. Akeem Nicks is out for the Chicago Bears. Damian Williams, the runner, is out. Oh, and by the way, Justin Fields won't be playing in this game either because he's out. Allen Robinson, their best wideout, is out. Tez Talbert, the corner, is out for the Chicago Bears. This one will be a rout. This ain't even going to be close. This won't be for the faint of heart, I tell you. Soldier Field, I hope y'all ready to march away with another loss at home. Giving y'all 4 losses this season at home. This one is going to be a scorcher. I think it's Arizona 34, Chicago 10. Not even close. All right, this one is a doozy. All right, real doozy. Arizona will notch 10 wins, be the first team this year to have double-digit wins. Good morning, Jade. What's up? Shout out to you. Good morning, Jessica. How you do? Moving right along, I got the Chargers. I don't know if they charged up after last week. Are they still charged up after last week? They got the Chargers against the red-hot Cincinnati Bengals. Folks, I just want to put this out there. Again, yours truly, the fire starter, Andre George Robinson, told you that the Cincinnati Bengals were going to be on the rise and that they were going to be a way better team than most people thought. And what did I get? I got, no, they got to prove it. No. They're still the Cincinnati Putty Cats. Yeah, I know y'all made fun of them. We made fun of them. But simply as put, the Cincinnati Bengals have not only destroyed the Pittsburgh Steelers last week, I mean, they dog-walked the Pittsburgh Steelers. They mollywopped the Ravens and the Browns. We won't even talk about the Browns. I mean, this team is just the best team in their division. I'm sorry, I'm putting it out there right now. Hot take. The Cincinnati Bengals are the best team in their division no matter what Baltimore's record is. Do not care that Baltimore is 8-3. You got smoked by the Bengals. I mean, your boots got smoked. Lamar took off the cleats and put on boots after the game because, boy, oh boy, it was ugly. That was ugly. That game was very, 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 very weird and awkward for most Ravens fans out there. Cincinnati has a 54% chance of winning this one. I think it's a little disrespectful. I think that's a little disrespectful to only give them 54% chance to win this one. I think it's a little bit higher than that. Obviously, they're a 3-point favorite. But, again, you never know about these supercharged up Chargers. Justin Herbert, phenomenal quarterback. Phenomenal. All right. Justin Herbert, 3,200 plus yards, 24 touches, 10 of those no-nos. Joe Burrows putting up numbers similar to his. Austin Eckler has been pretty good, 7 touchdowns, producing in the run game. Mixon is phenomenal, by the way. We need to talk about Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon almost has 1,000 yards rushing already and has 11 touchdowns already. Also, we need to talk about Jamar Chase. I will be the first to say I apologize to Jamar Chase because I thought that the Cincinnati Bengals should have took an offensive lineman instead of him in the draft. Well, prove me wrong. Cut to the chase. No pun intended. Jamar has 906 yards, 8 touchdowns this season on 50 catches, by the way, which gives him almost 20 yards per catch. Pretty good for somebody who said that they couldn't catch NFL footballs in the beginning of the year. Keenan Allen still being Keenan Allen, though. He's almost got 900 yards himself, 81 catches, a lot of targets for Keenan Allen, 2 touchdowns. Need to see some more touchdown production, though. I'd like to see more in the red zone from Keenan Allen. All right. With that being said, this is going to be an interesting one. I still have the Bengals winning this game. All right. They're 3-2 at home. The Chargers are 3-2 on the road. Our injury report has Asante Samuel Jr. for the Chargers out in this one. They also have Gilman, the safety, out in this one. All right. I'm looking at the Bengals injury report. They have Mike Thomas out, Darius Phillips out, Chris Evans out, Trey Hopkins out, Riley Reif out in this game. All right. Bengals average about 28 points per game, giving up only 20. Chargers give up 26 points per game, 27 points actually, 26.6 if you want to round up. All right. You want to round up in decimal terms. 27 points. They score about 25 points, and I think this one is going to be probably about that close. I'll give the Bengals a 28-25 victory Bengals have the ball last. Joe Burrow does what he does. Game-winning field goal or touchdown on the board. I'll give the Bengals their 8th win this season as the Chargers fall to 500. If you don't like that sports angle, shout out to my guy, Ian Rakelli out in Las Vegas. Rocco Rakelli doing his thing. Over 600 podcast shows. Got to give him his respect. All right. But my sports angle on this one is Bengals 28-25. All right. Minnesota and Detroit. Oh, brother. Detroit can't buy a victory. They can't buy a victory just like they can't make good cars. Ford industry, the Ford family need to give up this team, point blank, period. Martha Ford and them. I call it highway robbery for the 313. Anybody who's been a loyal fan to the 313 Detroit Lions, I feel for you. These folks are robbing you guys blind, making you watch dismal football. The dismal football that I've seen from the Detroit Lions this season is absolutely unacceptable and abysmal. Jared Goff, I guess now you figured out that you're not that great of a quarterback, I guess. 10 touchdowns this season, 6 interceptions, says they need more from you. And the Minnesota Vikings being a surging team at 5-6, even though I heard somebody on the radio, not going to mention any initials, Mookie Hawkins, said that the Minnesota Vikings are a playoff team. I don't know about them being a playoff team, but I do know that they're going to win today. I do know that the Detroit Lions will again find a way to lose. Kirk Cousins having a phenomenal season, by the way. 23 touchdowns, only 3 of those no-nos, 3,000 yards passing. Dalvin Cook is out in this game, though. He's having a pretty decent season with 773 yards, 4 touchdowns, but he is out in this one. Eric Kendricks is out in this one. Kellen Mond is out in this one. They got some injuries. They got a couple injuries. Dalvin Cook, the injury to Dalvin Cook is a definite blow. If you want the tides to turn swiftly, just lose your star running back. No pun intended, as we talk about Swift, the running back from Detroit, who has 4 touchdowns, 555 yards. Can he get the run game going today? They're going to need it. They're going to need it. Jared Goff cannot carry a game on his own arm. Has not been able to carry games on his own arm as they are winless, obviously. So they haven't won a game at all. They're 0-5 at home. They're going to be 0-6 after this one. There's not too much TJ Hawkinson, the leading receiver on this team, can do about that. Justin Jefferson, over 1,000 yards receiving already, becoming one of the better wide receivers in the league. Justin Jefferson with his 6 touchdowns. He's producing. I mean, the guy is producing. I like the Justin Jefferson pick. Always like Justin Jefferson. I still think he's better than Jamar Chase. But Justin Jefferson doing his thing. All right. This season for the 5-6 Minnesota Vikings. All right. Good morning, Dalton D-Man Smith. What's up, Dalton? Who that said they're going to beat them Saints? The Cowboys did this week. No pun intended. Got to put it out there. You are watching Rise Up Unlimited, the radio show, WDAP TV, WDAP radio. All right. We are on Spreaker.com. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are on Twitch. All right. Make sure you like and share and tune in. to this. Yes, I'm being very informative today as I talk about these football games coming up and making my picks. I'm making my picks. The fire starter is making picks right now. All right. I'm gonna get to a little controversy a little later. I know y'all used to me being very controversial with some of the things that I say and put out there. It's coming. All right. No torches rant this week. I'm gonna say that for next week, but I'm going to get a little controversial today. Don't worry about it. All right. We got the Colts and the Texans. Do we really need to talk about this AFC South team divisional game? Do we really have to talk about this? Do we really have to talk about how the Colts is predicted to win this game? 76% of folks say that the Colts are going to win this game. And let me get to some comments real quick before I talk about this game. Because, the Eagles definitely passed up on Justin Jefferson. Taysom Hill ain't the answer. Fire Sean Payton. Yep. Are you doing the Bill show tomorrow night before the game? Yes, I am doing a Bill show tomorrow. Yep. I definitely will get into that. I promise you. Buffalo Bills edition to Rise Up Early will be tomorrow. All right. Jonathan Taylor, I think, will rush for 200 yards in this game against the Texans. I think this one is an easy one. I don't even need to go over all the stats. Carson Wentz quietly has actually been pretty productive. 21 touchdowns, 5 interceptions this year, folks. 21 touchdowns, 5 interceptions for Carson, that guy who always is wincing Wentz this year. Jonathan Taylor producing. Is he the best back in football? Is Jonathan Taylor the best running back in football currently? Your thoughts, you see it right there. Call line is open, 716-481-8249. You can call me. Do you believe Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in football? I mean, this guy has 14 touchdowns and over 1,200 yards rushing in 10 games. Oh, in 12 games, I'm sorry. In 12 games, there's 6 more games to go. Could Jonathan Taylor get to 2,000 yards? Wow. That would put him in the elite category if he could do that. Elite. All right. Michael Pittman Jr., 805 yards, 5 touchdowns on 61 receptions this year. All right. I got this one as being a doozy. The Colts are already a 10-point favorite, and I know why. Because they should be. Because the Texans are terrible. I mean, just god-awful. All right? God-awful. Injury report, Ryan Kelly, center is out. Marlon Mack out. But that's okay when you got Jonathan Taylor running the ball. All right? Julian Davenport, offensive line, out in this game for the Colts. And on the Texans side, Jeff Driscoll, who cares, is out. Deshaun Watson obviously probably will never play another down for the Houston Texans, obviously is out. David Johnson, the guy who you traded for and got rid of D-Hop to get David Johnson, is out. David Johnson has not produced a damn thing since becoming a Houston Texan. One of the laughable, most worst trades I've ever seen in my life, trading a number 1 wide receiver for this guy. Absolutely terrible. All right. Zach Cunningham is out as well. Did you know the Texans only average 15 points per game? I don't think they'll score 15 today. The Colts average 28 points, and that's what I'm going to go with. Colts 28, Texans 14. Real simple, okay? Real simple. The Texans lose their 10th game this year, and they're 5th at home because they're that god-awful. Yeah, not holding no punches back when it comes to this Houston, Texas, corrupt, terrible team thereof, okay? the Jacksonville Jaguars, to me, are better than the Houston Texans. Okay? Just want to put that out there. Moving right along, we got the Giants and the Dolphins coming up. Oh, boy. The Miami Dolphins, 5-7 at home against the Giants. The Giants aren't a really good road team at all. They've only got one road win this season. And if you want to be one of those teams that want to be talked about, you have to win games on the road. Miami isn't the greatest home team either, though. They're barely at 500 at home. Tua's back, obviously. Daniel Jones will be the signal caller this week. You got just abysmalness all around the board. Like, what is there even really to talk about when it comes to this game? Like, this game is absolutely going to be a snooze fest. This is one of those games that I go to the concession stands. If I had a concession stand, I'd go to it and find a place to hide. Not really excited about this one at all. Miami is a 6.5-point favorite, and for good reason, obviously. The Giants, I want to see what the Giants got on defense. In the injury report, Adoree Jackson out. That's a blow to the secondary. Oh, my goodness. Kadarius Toney and Sterling Shepard is out for this game. You already got terrible offense. And I don't understand why this offense is terrible, by the way. I don't understand that. But this offense is absolutely abysmal. You took the clapper from Dallas and brung him to New York, and it just hasn't changed. Nothing has changed. Okay? Jason Garrett has done nothing again this season. All right? They're not bad on defense. Neither team is really bad on defense. They give up about 23 points per game. The Giants score 18 points per game, which just ain't cutting it. Miami scores about 19.5, which teams are scoring, ain't cutting it. And that's why they both losing teams, and this is a doozy. Another doozy. Like I said earlier, a snooze fest. I'll take the Dolphins, though, if I have to take a team. Lord, put a bullet to my head. If you make me choose, I'll take the Dolphins. I guess I'll take them 24-13. I think they'll go above and beyond the spread, obviously. They're 68% match predictor to win this one, too. I'm going to take the Dolphins. All right, moving right along, we got, oh, my goodness. Oh, brother. We got some doozies this week. Back-to-back-to-back doozies as the Philadelphia Eagles take on the New York Jets. Oh, and by the way, Jones is not playing. Thank you for that update, Dalton Smith. Dalton said 28-9. Jade said Jason sucks. They didn't know that? Didn't they know that? That is hilarious. Your 5-year is this Wednesday, Dre. Yes, I didn't want to mention it, but 5 years coming up on Wednesday that I've been doing sports podcast shows. By the way, this Wednesday, I will be on Power 96.5 FM 1080 radio doing a live broadcast at the Waffle Studio. I will be leading the Waffle Late Night Sports Show as my partner / mentor, Mookie Hawkins, will be in Tampa. Okay? I need all hands on deck for that one. And I need y'all to blow up the call line. All right? 5 years in the making. And it's been 5 years that I appreciate you guys supporting and being a part of the Rise Up family and building a culture that is still second to none. Okay. With that being said, talking about culture builders, these two teams, I guess they missed the memo. The Jets 3-8 this year. They've been playing a little better football than they was in the beginning of the season. Zach Wilson has only 4 touchdowns. Another quarterback in his rookie season taking his bumps and throwing a lot of no-nos. Okay, 10 no-nos, by the way, this year for Zach Wilson. A lot of folks was talking about Mike White actually being the starter for good, but Zach Wilson is back at the fault. And another quarterback who's actually doing a little bit better, even though his team isn't the greatest, is Jalen Hurts. Throwing 13 touchdowns this year, 2,435 yards. He's been a little better. He is also the leading rusher on this team. He's doing the Lamar Jackson impersonation. 695 yards, 8 touchdowns this season for Jalen Hurts on the ground. And Devonta Smith is producing. He ain't producing like Jamar Chase, but he's producing nevertheless, as he almost has 700 yards this season, 4 touchdowns, 48 receptions. We'll go to the injury report on this one. It is in the Meadowlands, by the way. The Eagles are a very good team on the road, by the way. 4-3. They're a better road team than they are a home team. So it all matters. Jalen Hurts. Oh, well, it hurts not to have Jalen. Dalton, you're right. It's Minshew time. Gardner Minshew time this week. As Gardner Minshew will be playing for the Philadelphia Eagles at quarterback. Minshew's capable. He ain't the greatest quarterback, but he's capable. He's capable enough. Rashard Wild Goose, who was picked up from the Buffalo Bills by the New York Jets. Isaiah Williams, out. Gerard Wilson, out. Tim Ward, out. Tavon Wesco, out. Jets struggle to score on offense and give up a whole lot of points. I'm going to take the Eagles, Eagles, to win this one. 27 to, I'll give the Jets 17. All right. 27-17. A certain Holmes should be happy about that this week, as the Eagles will probably improve to 6-7. And while we improve in things, maybe the games will improve, because the last couple of them have been straight doozies. I almost wanted to throw up in my mouth talking about them, but nevertheless, we got to, because we love sports, right? Dalton, 19-12 Jets. Oh, interesting. Interesting pick. Interesting pick. Dalton going for the underdog pick, and that's fine and dandy. By the way, speaking of picks and things, you are watching Rise Up Unlimited radio show this morning. Good morning, everybody. It's actually afternoon now. Sorry. Make sure you tune in. We are on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Like and share. Spreaker.com. All right. If you have not subscribed to the WDAP radio or WDAP TV, make sure you click, and subscribe now. Okay? Or, after the show. You can do it now or after the show, depending on what your living status is. All right. Next game, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the LA Rams. The Rams should be quite upset after last week's beatdown that they took last week by my favorite team in the whole wide world. Eric Manzuck, I noticed you've been hiding around. You've been in the comments. You've been in the group chats. Very minimum since last week. All right. I want to talk about the fact that people think that this team is not even going to make the playoffs, which is quite awkward because they're going to win this one. This will give them the 8th win of the season. They're going to win this one. This is easy. Another doozy. Oh, my goodness. The games just don't even get better. This is even worse than the first 3 games, the last 3 games I was talking about. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 0-4 at home, by the way. I meant on the road. 0-4 on the road. They have not won a road game. Matter of fact, let me ask you a question. When is the last time the Jacksonville Jaguars actually won a road game? Put it in the comment section if you know. All right? Put it in the comment section. Tell me, when is the last time the Jaguars won a game on the road? This one is going to be simple. I don't even have to go through the analytics of telling you all the stats. All right? Because I'm not. I'll just tell you one name. Cooper Kupp will have a phenomenal game today. Phenomenal game. Especially since Shaquille Griffin is out. One of the Jaguars' best corners. Gone. All right? James Robinson, questionable this week. Rams 38, Jaguars 7. This ain't even, I don't even know why I'm going to even waste my time giving this any more time on this show talking about these doggone Jaguars. Okay? Gotta move on. I got to. All right. Washington and the Vegas Raiders. The Raiders. All right. Washington football team, the no-name Washington football team against the Raiders, 5-6, 6-5 teams. The Raiders is at home with the better record than the Washington football team. All right. Oh, brother. Dalton Smith, are you on like an underdog picking spree today? Like, I just need to know. Is there a purpose? I mean, let me know. You said I got the Jaguars, and no, it's because my best buddy is a Jaguar. It is not because Ada Cruz is a Jaguars fan. You ain't got to say your best buddy. We know who your best buddy is. Ada Cruz. Shout out to Ada Cruz from Jacksonville. You know, she's out there repping the Jaguar Nation. She was happy when they beat the Bills. I know that was y'all Super Bowl this year. But nevertheless, they're getting their tails spanked this week. Okay? This is not even a question. Stafford is playing like he's playing for the Lions this December. It's tricky, bro. I can understand that. Okay, I can respect that. So Jaguars 23-21. Nope. I mean, that's an interesting pick, Dom, but I'm gonna go the other way with it. We'll revisit it too this week. All right. So if the Jaguars win, I'm gonna say you're a genius. All right, I'll give you your props. You're a genius if they win. But if they lose, gotta tell you. Probably gonna tell you. Okay? Probably gonna let you know. All right. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. This game is getting a little hype. It's getting a little hype, too, because in the media this week, Ben Roethlisberger supposedly told everyone this is his last season. I don't know what the hype is about that. He said this last year. He said last year was his last year. And then he played again this year. And then he'll probably do the same thing next year. But the only problem is that, Ben, you're losing it. Sorry to say, sometimes you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. Know when to walk away, know when to run. It's about that time. I ain't even going to lie. It's about that time. I mean, besides 2019, when you had the dominant stat season, but still didn't produce and didn't make the playoffs, sir, your run is over. 2 Super Bowls, though. I'll give them credit. 2 Super Bowls. Probably will be in the Hall of Fame. If you say Ben Roethlisberger is not a Hall of Famer, I will probably reach through the computer screen and slap some sports knowledge in your face. You need to be slapped. If you tell me Ben Roethlisberger is not a Hall of Famer, you're out of your mind. All right? Ravens 8-3. They're pretty decent on the road. You got Lamar Jackson as your quarterback who can produce. Even though Lamar has some interesting numbers this year. Again, I don't want to get on ragging this guy, but you know I'm not the biggest Lamar Jackson fan. Haven't been the biggest Lamar Jackson fan, and we'll put it out there that Lamar Jackson sometimes gets too much hype. Too much hype. I mean, last week, he had 4 no-nos last week. Yeah, 4 interceptions last week. Dalton, you got it. Ravens 24-17. Jade, you got it. Ravens 34-21. And you got a really good question. Who's better, Terry or Ben? Well, I will say this. The answer is easy. It's Ben Roethlisberger by a mile. But these two played in 2 different eras, so you got to remember that the era that Terry Bradshaw played in, totally different from the era that Ben played in. Ben played in a more passing era in which you had to rely on your arm. Terry played in an era where defense and running game was the cornerstones for a winning franchise, even though I still think that's the cornerstone in a way, even in this passing league. But it's a lot different. The athletes are a lot different. The rules a lot different. I mean, you got to take into perspective a lot of different things. I'm going to say Ben is better, obviously. Terry Bradshaw, we had this conversation before about Terry Bradshaw. Mr. To me, overrated. 4-0. Yeah, he's undefeated. Super Bowls. Totally get it. I mean, when you're carried, his best year, which got in league MVP, I think, oh my goodness, his stats was god awful. We talked about that before in past. It's easy. It's Ben. Big Ben. For sure. All right. Hollywood Brown producing this year. Finally producing. 770 yards, 6 touchdowns. All right. Lamar Jackson is the leading rusher on this team with 770 yards to go along with his 2,600 yards passing. He's got 12 no-nos, 15 touchdowns. Najee Harris, 708 yards rushing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Deontay Johnson, 809 yards receiving this year. Big Ben has 14 touchdowns, 6 no-nos, 2,512 yards. Which makes me feel like Ben is on his inwards. Joe Hayden, no, he's out. Isaiah Buggs, out. Yeah. Yeah, Jay, I definitely feel the same way. Yeah. Big Ben. It's Ben. Shout out to Ramona Dye out there in Virginia. She's the biggest Pittsburgh Steelers fan I know. Also, shout out to Sharon Mullen, the chocolate girl. She's a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I know a couple of them here in the city. Dory Davis. Shout out to Dory, who is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Shout out to Selena Taylor, who is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And with all those shout outs, y'all going to be shouting this week because y'all about to take another loss. And the loss that y'all take this week will put you under 500, in which I do not think the Pittsburgh Steelers will make the playoffs, by the way. Just putting it out there. The Pittsburgh Steelers will be the worst team in the AFC North. Uh-oh. I expect a response from Ramona Dye coming up real soon. I expect it. I expect Ramona Dye to see this, hear this. You can clip it, too, if you want. You can clip this segment. Yes, the fire starter is being very controversial. Yes, I love Ramona Dye to death. But guess what? The Pittsburgh Steelers will be the worst team this year in the AFC North. Okay? Clip it. You can edit and paste. Put it in their inbox. All right? Love y'all to death. But y'all not better than the Cleveland Browns. Even though you might have won last week. Still won the game because the Browns couldn't make any points because Baker's playing like a bum. Yeah. I still don't believe that y'all better than the Browns. You're definitely not better than the Ravens. And you're definitely not better than the Cincinnati Bengals, who already showed you twice this year that you guys are not the elite of the elitists anymore, or this season in the AFC North. Okay? Give it up. San Francisco and Seattle, another doozy game. Seattle hasn't been able to do nothing this year. They are probably the most disappointing team this year. And yes, I know. Okay, Russell Wilson, he was injured. He had to have surgery on his finger. Man, please, Just miss me with the excuses. Miss me with the BS. The Seattle Seahawks have won one game at home this year. One, by the way, for those who did not know that. One football game at home this year. One. Terrible. God awful this year. I do not want to hear not one excuse for the Seattle Seahawks. And out of all that, Russell Wilson has 12 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. So I really don't want to hear it. Tyler Lockett, 813 yards. Deebo Samuel. Yo, let me talk about a player who's really, really on the rise that some folks need to pay attention to, and that's Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel has put himself in the top 10 wide receiver category this season. We all thought he was just a gadget guy. The guy is averaging almost 20 yards per catch. And he's a game changer for a quarterback who I think is a little bit above average, but that's it, in Jimmy Garoppolo. Fred Warner's out. Trey Greenlaw's out. Trey Sermon's out for the 49ers. Marcel Harris is out. All right. Rashawn Penny is out for the Seattle Seahawks. Damian Lewis, out. Travis Homer, questionable. Alex Collins, questionable. The Seattle team only scores 19 points a game, even though they only give up 20, so it's kind of even. Terrible on offense, pretty good on defense. The 49ers score about 26 points per game, give up 23. This is in Seattle, right? It's in Seattle. 49ers is a 3-point favorite. Dalton got the Seahawks 24-20. Said, oh my goodness, people need to stop making excuses with injuries. Next man up. He also said Pete Carroll needed to retire. Deborah, if I pick your team better not disappoint me this week. If I pick your team, they better not disappoint me this week. I'm going to pick the Seattle Seahawks. I'll take the 49ers. Why not? I'll take them. Fine. 26-23, I'll take the 49ers. They'll win by a field goal. This won't be easy. Won't be an easy game, even though there's some injuries. Fred Warner being out is a big one. Drake Greenlaw being out is a big one. I'll take them. They'll overcome. 7-5. They're pretty good on the road, too. That's something else I definitely have to consider. They're 4-1 on the road. Seattle has only won one game at home. Yeah, I'll take the 49ers. Nah. Wilson hasn't lost 4 games straight yet. Well, he will now. Samuel is out, too. You sure about that, Dalton? Because I didn't see that on the injury report. I didn't see Deebo Samuel being out on the injury report. But if he is, that's a major blow. If Deebo Samuel is out, that might actually make me change my pick. That very well could make me change my pick. So let's see. I'll dig deeper real quick. As you are tuned into Rise Up Unlimited, the radio show. All right. WDAP. Spreaker.com. Oh, yes, he is. Wow. Dalton, you are on a roll with this, sir. Yeah, Deebo Samuel has a groin injury. Definitely out for tonight's game. Interesting enough. That just made me change my pick. Sorry. I'm taking Seattle. Sorry. Most consistent one on point with the injuries. You know, I step up the injury report game. Fire starter, come on now. Gotta step it up. With that being said, we got a couple more games to talk about, and then I got to get a little controversial. And then I got to get out of here. All right? That's why you knew. You got him on your fantasy football team. Haha. Makes sense. All right. Sunday night football game. AFC West showdown. You got the Denver Broncos, Mile High Broncos, against the Kansas City Chiefs, who have been surging as of late. Ever since that Buffalo loss, they've been surging. It's 7-4 now. This one's in Arrowhead. It's not in Mile High. Kansas City has a 68% chance of winning this one. By the way, did anybody know that the Chiefs have won 11 straight games against the Denver Broncos? 11. And they're going for number 12 tonight. Melvin Gordon is out in this one. Rashad Felton is out for the Kansas City Chiefs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is questionable. Patrick Mahomes, 3,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Teddy Bridgewater, 2,500, 18 yards, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I would have said they might have a chance had Melvin Gordon been playing. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill, 932 yards this season, 8 touchdowns. Still proving that he's elite in the top 10 wide receiver category. No real injuries on the offensive line for Kansas City. I got them winning this 131-24 on Sunday Night Football. Dalton, you got them 22-17. Interesting. I'll take that, I guess. Low scoring game. I think it's going to be a higher scoring game. I think Kansas City will be able to move the ball. Even though Denver only gives up 17.8 points per game. You're right about that. Quarterback is definitely in question. Good defense, quarterback in question. Speaking of games that's in question, I saved the best game of the week. Monday Night Football. By the way, this is the battle for the Beast in the East between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Tomorrow, I will be on Buffalo Bills edition to Rise Up Early. Get ready. There will be a late night edition, and we are going 8 when it comes down to this game because it is a huge, monumental game. Mac Jones has already been quoted that he eats buffalo meat every day. Oh boy. I don't know if you want to piss off
You're a
Bills Mafia
superstar.
fans,
Okay, so
especially when you got to come here. This is going to be a very, very interesting game. Obviously, Bill Belichick, one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in NFL history, who is undefeated, by the way. I need to put this out there. He is undefeated this season on the road. He's got Mac Jones playing at a very, very high level for a rookie. Very high level, which makes him look like a genius for getting rid of Cam Newton. A genius. Mac Jones, 2,850 yards, 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Damian Harris, 8 touchdowns, 643 yards rushing. And Bourne has 623 yards, 5 touchdowns. I don't want to spoil tomorrow's show by talking too much about this game. I don't want to do it. So all I'm going to say is if you want my prediction for this game, you got to wait till tomorrow. Gotta wait till tomorrow. But it's going to be a damn good one. And I will be there, by the way. I will be there for the show, and I will be there for the game. All right? So, with that being said, this game pretty much makes up for all the doozies this week. As this is probably one of the most important games that I've seen in 2 years for the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. It's important to both teams. We'll see what they do. I mean, Josh Allen playing at a high level. Is it high enough? I guess we'll find out, right? Stephon Diggs, 847 yards, 7 touchdowns this season. Digging holes and burying souls. But one thing that's probably in that hole that he's digging up is the Bills' run game. We have to find out if the Bills can actually put together a real run game this week. Because the New England Patriots damn sure have a good run game. In fact, I'm like Boogie Hawkins and the rest of them. I'm trying to figure out what they're going to do with that wham, bam, thank you, ma'am sweep that the New England Patriots like to run. Because the New England Patriots, they do it the best. They can run it front side, back side. That sweep ain't no joke. But we will get into that too. We will show you analytically what we are talking about. We got some footage of the New England sweep. All right. Show you that tomorrow. Okay. Show you exactly what that looked like. All right. One of the better running teams. Bills defense, Patriots defense, right around the same. 16 points per game. Each team giving up 16. Bills scored 30. Patriots scored 28. Patriots a little bit better in the total yards department. Bills a little bit better in the yards allowed department. We'll see. Jade said, heck yeah, let's go Buffalo. They'll be ready to get this game behind. Yeah, they better be. Better be ready to win the game and then put it behind them, because actually they really can't even put that game behind them. Even though they win, if they win Monday night, they still can't put that game behind them, because guess what? They got to play the Patriots again 2 weeks from that game. Patriots, Tampa, Patriots. Next 3 games for the Buffalo Bills. This is make or break, by the way. Dalton's got the Bills 17-14. I told you I'm not giving you a prediction. So don't mind. No prediction for me. Deborah, I understand. Your team seems to be injured every time they play Seattle. Yep. Jade, one game at a time. Yeah, that's how you got to take it. One game at a time. You got to produce. Okay? Got to produce. Game plan has to be one that is fluent, one that is successful, one that doesn't make you outcoach yourself. The Bills have a good tendency of outcoaching themselves. Okay? So I'm telling you. With that being said, I'm going to talk about something real quick before we go. I told you I was going to get a little controversial. And it's funny because my controversy comes at a perfect time. No, you are perfectly fine, Dalton. I love all your score predictions. I'm just not going to give my prediction to that game. Your predictions is fine. Give all the score predictions you want. I need to talk about an ex-New England Patriots player by the name of Antonio Brown. And I need to talk about a current league MVP player in Aaron Rodgers. Let me just first and foremost clear the air. And it is very interesting because I actually have some backup for this one. Folks, COVID is annoying. Very annoying. Quite annoying. And everyone that has to deal with it knows that COVID is super annoying. With that being said, there has been conversations about Aaron Rodgers lied, and so did Antonio Brown. Well, how come Antonio Brown got disciplined, but Aaron Rodgers didn't? And I'm hearing people pull the race card too. Well, you know, Aaron Rodgers is what we obviously know as Caucasian descent, and Antonio Brown is a black African American. I mean this with the utmost sincerity. Miss me with the bull. For those who are playing the race card about this situation, shame on you. Shame on you. And I am one who is big pro. Let's go for the culture. I'm big on the culture. I'm big on positivity, period. No matter who it is. But you ain't about to sit up here and sell me horse piss and tell me it's ginger ale. Antonio Brown literally faked his vaccination card, which is a federal offense, by the way. Literally went out his way to do something he really didn't even have to do. And got caught. Wanna know why he got caught? Got caught because too many folks that's in the media is in too many people's business. Okay. Aaron Rodgers went on an interview by the media, which I'm part of the media, so I kind of know this. So people who don't understand player to media relationship don't understand what Aaron Rodgers did. Am I giving Aaron Rodgers a pass? Hell no. Am I mad at Aaron Rodgers? Hell no. You know why I'm not mad at him? Because it's not the media's business. First of all, there's a such thing called the HIPAA law. Oh, by the way, if you don't believe me, excuse me, my guy right here is a legitimate traveling nurse who can tell you that there is a such thing as a HIPAA law, correct?
Yeah.
The HIPAA law protects you from people knowing your medical information and business. It is not the media's business to know your status when it comes to COVID. It's not their business. He said he was immunized. Aren't we all immunized? I mean, we took measles, mumps, and rubella back in the day. We didn't know a damn thing about it. But we took it because we was kids. And I didn't have the choice. But we're grown-ups, and you have a choice. At least I thought we had a choice. But it's none of your business. So yeah, Aaron Rodgers duped the media and told them, yeah, I'm immunized. He didn't say he was vaccinated. But people said he lied about it as if it's your business. It's not your business. There's a legitimate law that says it's not your business. Now, Antonio Brown decided to lie and fake his vaccination card and got caught. Those are two different things. Stop trying to compare them as if they're the same. Secondly, while everybody is mad at Aaron Rodgers and mad at people who aren't, the person or people or entities that you need to be upset with is the NFL. Know why you need to be upset at the NFL? Because I guarantee you 80% of folks who are sitting up here using that narrative about how Aaron Rodgers didn't get in trouble, but Antonio Brown got in trouble, also haven't read the NFL rulebook. Do you know that the NFL legitimately has left it to teams? The NFL has left the responsibility on teams to enforce COVID policy. Well, if it's that serious to you, and you're a nurse, and you understand this clearly, if it's that serious, why isn't the NFL just hand down disciplinary actions for people who don't follow the COVID policies? Why did they leave it to teams? Why didn't the league discipline? See, the Aaron Rodgers situation, the team has the right whether they want to discipline or not, right? So if a team doesn't discipline something, is that a violation? If I don't discipline you for something, is it actually really a violation?
I guess not.
Hello? If the team does not discipline for that stuff, then it's really not a violation. But yet the league decided to step in on the Antonio Brown situation and want to discipline. But in the NFL rulebook, it clearly states that it is left to teams to discipline for COVID violation. Well, when did y'all all of a sudden care so much? Because if you cared, you should have just been the You need the discipline in the beginning. Why pass it down and leave it to somebody else to discipline? But now you want to step in. And no, Antonio Brown, you don't get a pass because what you did was absolutely stupid. But the NFL's integrity is once again in question. Because here you go, creating drama that is not necessary. If you would have just disciplined all the way around from the very beginning, we wouldn't even be having this conversation about Aaron Rodgers and Antonio Brown and who got punished and who didn't. I just need y'all to know, stop just randomly listening to folks who don't research or have the knowledge thereof of knowing what's going on. Research. Look up stuff. Don't just listen to people. That's a problem that we have in every aspect of society, is not researching, not looking up, not finding out for ourselves. Okay? Stop using the race card. Stop race baiting. Stop the nonsense. Okay? Stop the foolery. The NFL integrity is what you should question, because they left it to teams to punish or not. There are plenty of unvaccinated players in the NFL. Okay? Plenty. And it is none of your business. Media, it is none of your business whether a player is vaccinated or not. Mind your business. That's how you get duped by Aaron Rodgers, who totally understands media to player relationship. With that being said, this was fun. I had a lot of fun. And I hope to see y'all again tomorrow. Tune in to Rise Up Unlimited every week. Every week. WDAP Radio, WDAP TV. Tune in. Keep tuning in. We appreciate all the support, all love. I hope I didn't offend nobody. But at the same token, truth is truth. And I have to be very honest. It's none of their business.